Welcome back, man. 2020 version. Keep it a buck. In partnership with Hall Mills. We here in the studio.
A lot of these offers don't be that real, so it's not committable.
That feel like when everybody's getting their turn and it's not yours yet. What they call you? Godfather of New Jersey.
You powerful man. I ain't gonna brag, but that's what they said. I ain't say that.
Keep it a buck here, back doing what we do. Nas natty two times.
Natty two times.
We got a guy, Kyle Monangai, in the building, man. Like this one, I'm a love, man. We've been waiting a long time to get with this dude, man. Coming off a great season at Don Bosco. Disclaimer: I had to let Sabella know because we keep it a buck, you know. Nas he's been right the last couple times. He had high expectations for Sabella. Now, when we had that argument, there was an argument about the best back tandem in Jersey, your junior year.
Who said that?
Hold on, we're going to get to him. I'm going to give you yours. This is when Josh McKenzie and what's the other kid from Nebraska?
My boy in Nebraska, Harlem Jets.
Ramir Johnson.
Yeah.
So, Nas was saying he went with Bosco.
Yeah.
9 out of 10, I figured he was going to do that because of Jalen. For me, you were the unknown. Yeah. Bosco said, yo, I'm telling you, that kid Kyle Monangai is the truth.
Crazy.
Now, me, I'm like, I don't believe it. I'm going with Ramir and Josh, and the reason why is because they proven. He like, yo, I'm trying to tell you.
Monangai.
And I'm like, I just couldn't believe you was that nice, and I'm going to tell you why.
Because he was at Seton Hall.
Because you went to Seton Hall Prep. I'm like, what nice cats end up there? If he was really that deal, I know about it. He would have been in the Big North. So we're going to kick it off like that. I'm going to ask you, where'd you play your youth football?
Montclair Cobras. I was Montclair Cobra and Montclair Bulldogs, 7th grade. Then I went to Cobra's 8th grade year.
Okay, so how'd you end up at Seton Hall Prep and not?
No, hold on, stop.
Oh man, pause.
Hey, he about to say something about Montclair. Let me say.
No. T for time, real quick. I mean, you can get your Montclair in. With all the talent you have, right? You never thought about making your way down the hill?
I think it was 6th grade. I met you in 6th grade. I don't know if you remember.
No. Dang.
You don't, yeah.
I
6th
don't.
Grade.
He said, dang.
Nah, I remember in 6th grade. I forget where it was at too. I want to say it was at a camp.
Okay.
Bosco camp. And I met you and everybody, and I met Messiah and all them. And they was telling me, they was like, yo, you gotta make that trip. Like, we gonna be nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm about to go to Montclair, like all this stuff, like all my boys play there, and it was an option, but I didn't know nothing about Brick City yet. All my boys, I had boys that played there though. They're older though, like Lionel, all them cats. Like,
but go ahead and talk about the Montclair experience now.
It was cool. We went to Florida. We finished 4th, I think. And I never lost to Brick City.
Talk your talk. You beat Brick City before. Did you say that?
I didn't even know Montclair Cobra played.
No, he played against the Bulldogs.
Oh, okay.
So you was on that team, on a JV team.
Well, that was for a little bit because I was a little bigger.
You beat us on Pee Wee.
That was with Sheen and them.
With the boy from Bergen Catholic, Marcus.
Amar, yeah.
Cotty was the coach of them guys. That was the other guy. You beat the other dudes. You beat
so don't count.
You beat Av and Marcus and those guys. They gonna get spanked for that. But go ahead.
So you at Montclair, which is, that's Big North territory, and Seton Hall Prep is the Big North, but you know what I mean when I say big. I know Big Bro went to Seton Hall Prep. What are you, Nigerian?
Nah, Cameroonian.
Okay, so for those of us who don't know, you growing up, you always think Chinese is mad smart and the Indian kids. They ain't got nothing on Africans. So I know academics is serious in your crib right through it. Did that have is that the reason why you ended up at Seton Hall Prep?
No,
why?
It definitely biggest part was Big Bro. It had to be. Just kind of that. It's all we saw what it did for him, and it was a different place when I got there. But that's a whole nother situation. But he enjoyed his 4 years there. I went there thinking that it would be the same output, and after a year and a half, I realized this wasn't the best place for me, and then that's when my parents and I started looking around. That's why I ended up at Bosco.
Okay,
real quick, and then you get to your brother.
Yeah,
talk about him a little bit. What part do he play in your life?
In terms of football, well, let me not just say football because I give him more credit.
I know.
He's a role model for me. We 10 years apart, but
he coached with the Giants too.
Running backs coach.
He was the assistant running back coach. So his life is kind of like, I want to be the best me. Like I want to be the best Kyle Monangai. I have everybody know my name, but he definitely somebody that whose shoes I try to fill, and still to this day I try to be like. So
he's a good dude, man. I met him at the barbershop, right? Real quick, 2 seconds. I met him at the barbershop, and they was talking about you heavy. I'm like, he need to get out of there and go to St. Peter's. That's what I was saying. Go to St. Peter's. St. Peter's needed a running back bad. Now, had you been at not take away everything you did at Bosco, but had you been at Prep, it wouldn't even. It would be a different story. Yeah, big time, crazy, right? So he was like, he's gonna stay at Seton Hall. And then when I heard the pop out Don Bosco, I'm like, why? They forgot Burger. Why he doing that?
That's what everybody said.
But to see the double-headed monster, how they put y'all in together, I was like, being honest with you, I was more afraid of seeing y'all together. I'd rather separate the two. Being honest.
Yeah, that's what everybody's reaction was when they first heard, because nobody knew I was transferring. It was kind of like a shock. So when the news hit, I was going to Bosco. Everybody was like, Bosco, like, why is he? You already got a 4-star over there. What you gonna do that? Like, what you think you gonna do that? Those actually people at Seton Hall told me I was never gonna see the field.
Go ahead, talk about because you about to get into
two things. Nas know where I'm going, but before we go there, so talk about you never gonna see the field, right?
Yeah.
Again, Nas spoke high. I never heard of you, so I'm like, yo, he's bugging. Like, why is he going there? Javon Thomas overheard me talking like that, and Javon Thomas said, "No, you bugging." He said, "You can't hide that kid." And I'm like, "What?" So you got Nas, you got Javon, and then I went and I checked you at a scrimmage, your first scrimmage there, and you didn't look like the Kyle that I eventually got to know.
The Rutgers one.
Yeah, she was real sketchy up in there. So I come back and I tell Nas, I'm like, "Yo, Nas, I don't know, man. Like, better than Ramir, better than Josh. Like, the Rutgers joint was sketchy." And then, as the season goes on, two people just keep emerging in me, because I'm that guy. Like I said, Sabella sat right across from me, and Nas said how he knew he's gonna have a great season. Me, you gotta show me. And I seen what he did at Paramus and Paramus Catholic, but now you're at Bosco, so I need to see it. I'm always the person that needs to see it, and I started watching, and it was like you, and ironically, y'all both on the same team now. Tashawn Brinson just kept. I was crazy impressed by you and Tashawn Brinson. I remember coming back to Nas and I'm like, yo, Nas, you right.
You felt like I was right?
Yeah, that kid.
He another one. He's a killer.
Like,
he's for real.
Yeah,
he didn't get enough credit as he deserved. Like,
you don't get enough credit.
I mean, I feel that too, but I'm saying Tyshawn, he did some like just
he almost ran for 2,000 yards.
That's what I'm saying.
And didn't make all county.
And like,
I wish you could see my text message to college coaches. Like, yo, you're bugging by not taking this kid. Y'all bugging right now. Do you know talent?
Bro, and like I get it, the whole undersized thing, like speed, but
man,
you see what he's doing. Like even when we were playing PC, I'm on the sideline thing. They had a drive one time that was like 8 minutes long. So I'm just watching their offense, and I'm like, this kid real. Like they were 3rd and 20, and they I think it was like a pitch to him. He picked up like 30, 40 yards. I'm like.
Yeah,
you can't stop that.
No, but
I liked him.
I watched you pick up a botched fumble playing prep. This was like not this season. It was last year, and they was doing whatever screen pass to him.
Oh, and he just took it. I remember that.
Pounced up, poop, hit his head. I was like, he was mushing everybody. I want you to tell me. I want 2 things to know. Like, what was the craziest run? Who you ran over in the Big North that was like a statement. Like,
I saw one, and I ain't gonna talk about because I love the kid that was on the other end of that.
You was giving a lot of people some business, but just give me, if you can give me two of them, just give me two.
All right, junior year, I remember a playoff game versus Bergen. I ran. I think it was Jordan or Pearson. It might have been. It was like 40,
I think it was Pearson.
Pearson, yeah, right. It was like a 40-yard run. It was outside. It was an end around. I got it. Made one cut. I made Jordan miss, and then Pearson was right there, and I was about to
It is what it is.
Right there, yeah, it is what it is. So that was number. That's
the number one.
I don't know.
I can tell you love that one because you put that right in the front of your highlight tape.
Yeah.
It's right in the front of it.
Yeah. Another one I gotta see. There was a few. I feel like.
Can you give me this? Who was one of the hardest hits that hit you that? It might have didn't appear on film.
You felt it. Keep it real.
But you was like,
you
felt it like, oh, that was real.
I wouldn't say it's one hit, but I will say one of the hardest hitting people I've played against was junior year. He's actually my teammate now, Gibney, that linebacker from St. Joe's. He used to fly around, and you couldn't really tell unless you watch film a lot. But he was everywhere. And I knew I had to make sure I knew where he was at every play.
I got a question for your mom. I want to ask her something. Mom, could you just come closer to the mic?
Pull it to him. So you can pull it. It comes, Mama.
When you watching him play, are you more in a cheerful mode, or are you more like, because my baby a running back, you cringing every time he's about to get tackled? Please.
Go ahead.
No, I don't cringe anymore.
Okay.
I used to cringe with his older brother.
Okay.
So now I know how strong he is. So I just watch to see if he comes out the other end of the bundle.
Okay.
So Nas we were going there, right? You was at Seton Hall Prep, right?
Talk to him.
Vito goes to Bergen. Why didn't you follow? Because you left. You was leaving. So if you was leaving, then why didn't you follow?
It was a whole situation. So when Vito left, there was a whole in his contract. I don't know the specifics of it, but overall, they said that you go there and you touch any of the Seton Hall cats that's there, like,
got it.
There's gonna be a penalty for that. So we weren't allowed, because I promise you, half the team was ready.
To go to Bergen?
Ready.
And the crazy thing
that's
is,
how much we loved him.
I love it. That was big information. I didn't know that.
We all were like, damn, like, that's like our second father leaving us. And it's not like he wanted to. So, like, he got offered something he couldn't refuse. So we're like, we want to follow him. Like, that's who we started this thing with. We want to finish it with him. And then when we found that out, I was like, all right, well, some of them stayed. A lot of them stayed, actually. I think the only people that transferred were me, Jelani, and
they felt they felt like if you were still there, they could have did some.
I think you are that.
Think about it.
I still
If Jelani and you,
who's Jelani? Oh, Jelani at St. Peter's.
What? Number one.
Yeah,
he
right?
was at Seton Hall Prep. I do know Jelani. Like,
Jelani, another
I actually
one.
tried to get
Jelani
Coastal Carolina to offer him, but again, everybody caught up in that eye stuff or whatever.
He don't pass the eye test. The height. Jelani.
He's
another one.
He's a different beast. Yes.
So Nas says
his junior year he didn't even get to do anything.
What?
He didn't do it.
His junior year they didn't get to do anything because they didn't use him how they used him senior year.
Yeah.
Nas says that
prep. They had
Peter's wide receiver core was there.
But they had an Asante.
Yeah, it was different. Chase was playing wide receiver.
It was loaded.
Byron, but still he could have fit in there.
Nas says that you would have been dangerous behind Seton Hall. I mean St. Peter's.
I did that.
But that Bergen line is a little different. That Bergen line, I think you 2,500 yards in behind that line.
I say this, not a knock on. I want to say this politically right. Okay, you're one of the best backs in our state. That's by far, and I tell anybody that, right? So when you put him at a St. Peter's Prep with what they had on the outside and the quarterback that run like him too, right? So him going downhill. He different, and he could catch the ball out the backfield. His screens, they going to the building damn near, and that's one thing I give you props. So when I saw him at Rutgers, I was like, you could see Mom was there too, and Pop was there. They beautiful family. So I saw them come in. I'm like, oh, you can see my face. I'm like, yes, this is it. This is the situation right here, Coach. You doing the right thing. When I saw Schiano that day, I was like, yo, that was the best thing you could have ever did in your life. That you was a security insurance policy. That's what you were, and it came through big time. I'm telling you because
no. Funny thing is,
I can't wait for the world to watch you play college football because I knew this was going to happen. Remember, I said this to you. Just continue to work hard and do what you do. You're gonna make the R pop.
So check this, Nas. Funny thing about you saying that is, I said something to you, but I get on the phone with my partner Med, and I say it all the time. I said, I watched Ray Rice grow up. Kyle Monangai is Ray Rice all over again. Technically, at this age, you're a little better than Ray was because you're a little stronger. Like, Ray got real strong once he went to Rutgers. What DNA is there. But at New Rochelle, he wasn't called on to be as strong as you're called on to be playing in the Big North. And I remember after the Joes game, I came over to you and I told you, like, you're my favorite running back in Jersey, period. And it was because of the nostalgia of Ray Rice. And then you blew my mind when you said, damn, it's crazy you say that. I just got off the phone with him. And so when you said that, I'm like, Ray, what are you doing? Like, you need to call Schiano. And it's funny because Nas is saying your insurance policy. I was saying you are the number one target I'd be going after.
True.
Because you can't teach a lot of the things you do naturally, but you're going to get faster at Rutgers, especially with the way Greg Schiano makes y'all work. You are going to get faster. I truly, barring injury, I don't even want to put that on you, but I think that that Sunday could be in your future.
It will.
Now, Mom, I'm gonna tell you, I see you everywhere I go. I was at All County dinner. You was there at the Nike combine. You there, and I love how you support him like he's your baby. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, any interview, anytime I see him, you always in the background. Sometimes it got to the point where if I don't see you, I'll be like, yo, tell your mom I said what's up. She probably don't even know my name. You even tell your mom that. You know?
Nah, hey yo, Mom's is at the St. Peter's prep game, right? I'm in the stands. This is the first time I met her. I'm wild like, kill him, get him, get Monangai.
His son played for St. Peter's, so give him a pass.
Yeah, I see her turn around like, oh, okay, that's Mom. I get it. I wanted to ask you something though. Yeah. Who trains you? Who you work out with? And what's your and then once you tell me your trainer, what's your regimen? How do you go about your day? How you go about it?
So going to college, I switched up just a little bit, but through high school, I work at DeFranco's. Joe DeFranco, he's in East Rutherford. Mm-hmm. He trained NFL guys, Brian Cushion, like he got a list goes down the line, WWE guys too. Mm-hmm. And I'll train there. And the off season, it'll be 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. You know, then I'll get field work on the weekends, and Wednesday is my day off.
So your brother don't train you?
My brother, he trains with me. He trains with me. So
I thought he was your trainer. I'm like, you the running back coach for the Giants. You getting the best training.
He'll give me more advice. He's more like, he'll give me stuff and then it's on me to apply it.
So what did he give you that you feel really, really helped you out?
I'd say even probably since middle school, even beforehand, he'd look at my film, we'd watch it together, and he'd tell me, you know, the do's and don'ts, what I did well and what I didn't do well. And he's my brother, so he's going to keep it real with me. So
I think that's most important.
Yeah, so anything that he felt that I needed to work on, that's what I focused on. And then that's what I got better on as I kept working on it.
I believe you on that. And I pride myself on that. Like, there's a running back in the Big North that I never have nothing good to say to him about. Mm. And the reason for that is because what you do great is what you do great. But you need to, work on your deficiencies. I look at you catch good at the backfield, your agility's there, you run hard, you're elusive. Like, so I looked at it, I said, somebody been working with him on a lot because you come through the hole, low center of gravity, you just he love you. You his type of running back, Ahmed keep it a buck, he love you, and I thought your brother was behind that with his pedigree, Villanova, the Giants.
He definitely helped me. And all that stuff that I'm able to do, my 4 years in the varsity, that all came over time. Like, you look at my freshman highlights, I wasn't doing at high of a level what I was doing this past season. So.
Did you play freshman football?
Yeah, no, freshman football.
Oh,
you never played freshman?
4 years varsity guy?
4 years.
So what's your total yards then?
I was actually thinking about that. I don't know. The stats at Seton Hall were kind of iffy. I think I had, like, throwing the ballpark numbers out. So I had 1,000 junior and senior. That's 2,000. Sophomore year, I was just under. I think I had 800. And then freshman year, I was injured. I missed the first 4 games because I broke my foot. So
was it the same foot this year?
He broke his toe.
Was it?
Oh, this year was your toe?
No. Freshman year was my toe, and then I had my ankle injury.
That's why we got mom
it is a
Hold on. No. This is something I'm glad we talking about. I had to ask you.
Yeah.
Because I watched you in Bergen before you went down and when you went down. And when you went down, like, no disrespect, it's the competitive nature, but everybody took a deep breath that now knew they had to face Bosco because we didn't think you'd be back. You come back against Joe's and you're obviously hurt. And then I'm watching you against St. Peter's, you're hurt, but you're breaking off a little 30-yard run here and there. Did you feel a pressure to play because you hadn't had in the bag what you wanted? And when I say in the bag, you had 20-something offers, but you have one FBS offer, and that's Kyle. And for me, I didn't think that Kyle offer was good for you because you and that kid, Chris Street, are the same exact kid, except for he's from California. So the hometown kid always rocks.
Talk your talk.
For all of y'all that don't know how recruiting goes is if
Homestate guy, talking to him.
If you have Kyle Monangai, who's nice, and Chris Street is literally the same exact kid as Kyle, even if he was a little better, Schiano got to give, it's Kyle's position to lose.
That's right.
Chris got to earn a position, Kyle got to lose one. Because if Schiano craps on Kyle, he can't walk back in Bosco.
Yeah. And it's going to be tough to move around Jersey like that.
And how many kids are you going out to California to get? So on the flip side, it was the same way. How many kids is University of Cal coming out to Jersey to get? You're going to be in that Trinity League shopping every day. You are not going to crap on a Trinity League kid for a kid from New Jersey where you might get one every 10 years. So I didn't think, I used to talk to Matt. I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea for him. But I truly, I didn't really trust Rutgers. I was on the record telling Nas that I didn't trust Rutgers. Like, yo, the proof is in the results.
Schiano back.
So we about to
Fran Brown there.
We about to turn the page, okay? But we talking about last year, last podcast, Nas. You was always pumping Augie. You had Flood in the guys, and we be on the show.
Flood, not Flood. Don't do that.
Ash.
Small
Whatever.
guy Ash. Salute Ash.
Bottom line, so I gotta shut Nas up. If you go to bed a loser, you wake up a loser. That's just it, bro. And
Schiano's a born winner.
We're not talking about Schiano.
Let's talk about Schiano now, though.
We'll get there.
He plays for Schiano now.
We'll get there. I'm with that staff.
You know he like Joe's like that, right?
Oh, for real.
That's
man, you knocked him off.
Yeah.
You a Joe's killer. So he's killing him right now, my guy. 2 times. Oh, that's his name. Kyle Monangai, Joe's 2 times.
Now I got another question. Yeah. How many times St. Peter's?
Oh, come on, stay focused. We were Kyle Monangai.
All right, cool. We'll do that. All right,
you were Joe's and Peters. Which one?
Neither. Go. All right, so now Schiano comes, and when Schiano comes, I know things about to change. And
Schiano's smart.
I'm thinking like again, Ray Rice. Like Ray Rice was a maybe 1-star kid. You get what I'm saying? Like nobody really knew. He had Syracuse. When Paul Pasqualoni left, he really had nothing. I remember Greg Schiano was recruiting a close friend of mine that he averaged 200-something yards a game and was a JUCO All-American. But Greg Schiano had Brian Leonard. And he told Ray Rice and this kid, a shout out Emmanuel Mark, he told them both the same thing. He told Emmanuel Mark and Ray Rice, I got Brian Leonard. He's going to be a pro. I'm looking for a DB. Manny Mark decided to take his show to Utah State. Ray Rice looked at Brian Leonard and said, he looked like a good fullback to me. That's the difference in confidence. And you are what you think in your mind. You're only as good as you think you are. Ray Rice was never at a shortage of confidence. Like, I used to watch him score touchdowns, run over dude, and look at him and tell him, I'm a grown A man. When he was in high school, I'm just a grown man you messing with. That was his confidence. The one time New York beat New Jersey in the New York versus New Jersey All-Star game happened to be Ray Rice senior year. And it was the last drive. Jersey was up by, I think, a field goal, 2 minutes left on the clock. Ray Rice literally was telling the Jersey defense, I'm getting it, stop me. And they literally, New York rolled him all the way down to the touchdown, and he scored and went. So confidence is everything, but the swag, everything, I saw it in you. And I swear, when I heard Schiano's getting, I said, first thing he needs to do is go get his Ray Rice. And that was you. When I literally saw you post that, I probably was happy as Mama Love for you. I swear I was. Because I feel like you're a secret and people going to get to see what I'm talking about now.
It was crazy because, look, we just came back from Florida. He was there when I brought she was there. I brought the natty girl up to Rutgers.
The natty girl.
Right? To go meet Schiano. Right?
Who's the natty girl, Nas?
Nah, the trophy,
everybody seen it.
Come on, man. He took a picture with her.
Yeah, I got one picture.
He said with her. He took a picture with her.
Yeah. So it was crazy because if you ask Fran, if you ask these guys, like, they're gonna tell you, like, I always talk about you. Period. If I could show you text messages. I'm not gonna name colleges or whatever, but when I look at this kid, look at this kid, look at this kid. You special to us. Here at Keep It a Buck. You special from day one. If you go back and look at our old shows, we talk about you there. But I talked to Fran, I talked to Schiano, and then to see you there, that day, I was like, oh, this is it. This is a no-brainer. Just do what y'all need to do. And then to see you, when I saw you commit, I was all in DM, like, what you doing, blah, blah, blah. But, to see you there is a perfect home for you. Yeah. And I could see you being successful and being like the face, and in due time it comes, you'd be the face of the organization. And you got that type of ability. You smart, you're intelligent, you come from a good family, and the way you
you definitely the type of kid they want to be their poster child.
Crazy, bro.
And the crazy thing is, I know they know you're good, but I don't even think they know how good you are. I truly don't think, like, they gotta see you. Somebody you gotta see. You know what I'm saying?
But it's dope for me to be able to go. Like, I know moms to drive 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes, right? To watch you practice. I'm gonna be at your practice. Yo, what's good, Kyle? What's the deal? You out here? Keep grinding. Let's go. Like, And I think that makes the kids feel like, yo, to see people that they know they love and they're like, yo, rooting you on, not at games, but at practice. You know what I'm saying? And I think kids don't understand the realness of being home and building up your own home state school. Yeah. We travel, we go to Florida, we get to Florida. We talking Pop Warner games. They flip and start talking about what our college, the colleges we got.
That's what everybody got on us. Right
See,
now.
Big time, right? Wherever you go, you start talking football. They bring up colleges. I'm like, yo, I'm talking about high school and youth. So now we fixing and we building Rutgers to be a success. But watching you having all that success, one thing I give you props for, you remind me of a kid, Taquan Roberson, right? I remember when Taquan Roberson was going into high school, he had a kid shouting out the white there already before him. He didn't care. He didn't let that stop him. He went in there and competed, right? Yeah. You leave it in Seton Hall to be at it, and then the guy you said he was like a father to you. He goes to Bergen, you can't go with your father. So now you got to go make up another father, right? That we call our coaches, right? Because I tell anybody like this, your high school coach is like your father aside from your father. You know what I'm saying? So you like, man, I'm going to go to Bosco. Yeah, they got a 4-star, 5-star kid. I'm coming to compete. And that's what you did. And I respect you for that, because watching you catch the ball out the backfield, run the ball, show different varieties of your game, I was like, this kid is different. Now I watch you play at Seton Hall, I'm like, he nice. He about to change the game. But watching you do that alongside somebody else that's just like you, it was crazy, man.
So we had asked Sabella a question that I want your take on. You start the season, it's real bumpy, man. It's real bumpy. You know, the year before you only got 2 years at Bosco, and one of them is not a winning year. And the year before you came, it wasn't a winning year. So you started, and it's starting to look just like it looked the year before. So y'all going into the Joes game, 2-4. What kept y'all from just checking out? Like, yo, here we go again, man. Like, we still whack.
It was a combination of just the seniors coming together and Sabella. Like, I'll say that, like junior year, we had the senior presence, and no disrespect to them, like I love them all, but they kind of just accepted the fact, all right, 6-5, this is kind of what we accomplished, that's that. But we saw it as just like, no, we're not gonna go out like that. Like, Bosco been what it was for the past 4 years. Like, we know what it used to be, and we want to get it back to that. And it was like, to go out, we 2-4 right now. Like, we got nothing to lose. Let's go into this game and like make a difference, because it's the last shot we got. Like, it really is, both as our senior year and almost halfway through the season. So, I think we just came to that game with more of a purpose to us than Joe's did. Joe's that thought they were gonna roll us, and we had more of a chip on our shoulder.
That's big no football though.
So you break your ankle, or what'd you break your ankle? What'd you do?
Not that game.
No.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
The first round of playoffs, it was a low and high ankle sprain, and then
which is almost as bad as a break.
Yeah, it's almost as bad.
What made you just not tuck it in? What made you still try to come out there and give it
a tough? You look at his mom. Talk to him.
It's my last year.
Hold on, I see mom there. Mom, you try to mix up any of them home remedies?
Did you soak it, Mom?
I know them home remedies. I know them joints. You know, so we gonna lay the towel on the none.
None, no.
I was just.
It was all up to him.
PT.
Nobody
every
told
day.
him to do this.
You never told him to shut it down? Hold on, let me
his
hear mine.
His father said so. I looked into his eyes and I knew
I was gonna play regardless.
He was gonna play on one leg if that's what he wanted. He needed.
You literally, the Joe's game, I felt bad for you, yo. Like, you were on one leg.
You was.
You know, like, I seen you putting it down, because I saw you in the warm-ups, like, you came out, and I said, oh, Kyle gonna play. But I seen Josh McKenzie come out in the warm-ups the year before. So I'm like, maybe to get a team some inspiration. Then they brought you out in the game. I said, yo, he really... But I watched the way you ran out there.
It was crazy. The first play of that game, we got a penalty, and I had a motion. So everybody is quiet and stay. Everybody see me jogging. I'm limping a little bit, so I'm like, damn. Like,
that's what I watched too. Because
I wanted it to just be like all right, go. But like everybody saw it, so like, all right, they know I'm hurt.
Yeah. So
we run the same play again. Sabella calls it again. I motion out. I made the block, but I'm still like, it's clearly I'm limping. I'm on one leg. Next play, I'm in the huddle. He gives it to me. Next play calls me. I'm like, we just talked in the locker room. You gonna take it light on me, but he wants to get. I'm like, all right, bro, that's cool. That's cool.
I was on the sideline that day, though.
Yeah, you and Quad. I saw you. Yeah,
we brought all the NFL players back, baby.
Yeah, I was like, all right, that's cool. And first play, I ran a kid over actually the first time. That's another one. Yeah.
On one leg.
On one leg. I ran him over. I got like 3-4 yards. But then, me and always talking. So they're like, oh, we know you on one leg. Get your A back on the sideline. Like, we on all that. And they was trying to twist it. So I was like, let me get
I ain't mad at him.
That boy a beast, man.
Yeah. You got to get him any way you can, man.
I get it. If I was on the other side, I get it.
Nah, but we appreciate having you, man. I know your future looks bright, man. I want to ask you, when you make it, like as far as college football, do you see yourself ever coming back to give back to your community or the kids there?
Yeah, and I feel like there's so many people who, through this process, have helped me. It's only right.
But you know something, Kyle? Don't forget that, because we had a lot of people help them throughout the process.
Yeah.
That kind of just forget that. I don't know whether you get to a college and they tell you forget home or whatever, but I mean, being home probably is a good thing, but always find a way to let the kids see you, man, because you inspire somebody, man.
Yeah,
and you're gonna inspire a lot of people because you're the underdog.
You're a big dog that was an underdog. That's still a big dog. If I said that right.
I got you.
All right, so what we doing is, and we at Rutgers, April 11th, we got the Game Changers Middle School Showcase. I want you to be there and help out. Just show your face, because kids, you don't understand. Like, kids look up to you. Kids in my program, they look up to you. They know who you are, and they're like, "That's Kyle Monangai, beast." Da, 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 da. Who better? They go back and forth through that at practice all the time. Who better this? Da, da, da. Kyle Monangai. I'm like, shut up and let's get the let's get the practice. Let's see who's gonna be the next Kyle Monangai. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I'm glad you came up, man. Mom Dukes, you a trooper.
Yes.
Tell your pops same love, and then send my love to your brother.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's wrapping up on Keep It a Buck. Kyle Monangai, Natty 2 times, Mama Monangai.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
No doubt. Keep it a buck.
Keep It a Buck. There's a running back in the Big North that I never have nothing good to say to him about. And the reason for that is because what you do great is what you do great. But you need to, work on your deficiencies. I look at you catch good at the backfield, your agility's there, you run hard, you're elusive. So I looked at it, I said, somebody been working with him on a lot, because you come through the whole low center of gravity. This is something I'm glad we talking about. I had to ask you.
Yeah. Because
I watched you in Bergen before you went down and when you went down. And when you went down, no disrespect, it's the competitive nature, but everybody took a deep breath that now knew they had to face Bosco.
Kyle Monangai, Don Bosco running back, 2020 Rutgers commit, kicking here with Keep It a Buck podcast. Tune into the next couple episodes.
Hey, this is Dan Sabella from Don Bosco Prep High School. Really enjoyed being on the show today. Keep It a Buck. The name definitely fits the program. Keep it real, nothing but the truth. These guys do their homework. They know high school football, man. It was a lot of fun talking to them. Look forward to listening to the show and the future success of the show, taking it to great places. Thank you, guys.